Alrighty, so this is our ELA lesson today. Remember that we are reviewing sight words this week. So, kids, someone raise their hand and pick a sight word for me to go over. I got rid of the ones that we went over yesterday, so these are all new. Journey. Give me a word, girl.
Such.
Such. Ooh, I like it. Can everyone say such?
Such.
Such. S-U-C-H. Such. We're going to have such a great day today. Such. I needed this word this morning, Journey. Thank you. Such. We're going to have such a great day today. Great. Good job. Who could give me another word? Alice, give me a word.
Want.
Want. Ooh, good one. Can everyone say want for me?
Want.
Want. Right. I want that, right? W-A-N-T. Want. Want. I want it. Give it to me. Alice, I want your glasses. You can have mine. What? I'll give you mine. No, you don't want mine. I'm blind as a bat. In the day. Who could give me a third word? Who could give me a third word? Easy.
Tell.
Tell. Can everyone say tell for me? Tell. Tell. How do we do tell?
Next.
How do we do tell? I think I forget too. Was it T-E-L-L tell, like to tell you something? Or was it T-E-L-L tell? Which one was it? The pointer finger? No, I think it was this. I think you're right, Darren. T-E-L-L tell. T-E-L-L tell. Good. Tell. Okay, give me another word. Give me a fourth word. Give me a fourth word. George, give me a fourth word. Oh, I was wondering when someone was going to grab old. This was from before Christmas, but a lot of friends, we really like to do old because, can you all say old? Old, because everyone likes to do old because it's O-L-D. Old. Just kidding. I'm still here. Okay, we're actually going to do a fifth word today. Not just four, we're going to do five. Instead of cuatro, we're going to do cinco. So, who could give me my last word? Let's see. Go for it, Darren.
Large.
Large. Oh, good one. Can everyone say large? Large. L-R-R-G. Large. Large. Look how large my face can get. Make your face get large. Get in there real close.
I can't because I look
Large. Good job. Great job, guys. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to go over our phonics rule. raise their hand and remind me what this phonics rule says. What does OA say? What's it say, Zoe? It says oh. Right? Like soap, road, oh, you can't see that. Soap, road, loan, and load, right? So that's OA. When Mr. O and Mr. A go out walking, Mr. O does all the talking. He just says his name, O, while Mr. A remains silent as he looks out for dangerous robots. Right? That's OA. Okay, so let's read your story about OA. 46. Whoop! There it is right there. When Mr. O and his friend Mr. A go out walking, Mr. O does all the talking. He just says his name, oh, but his friend won't do the same. He's too busy looking out for robots. Mr. O and Mr. A are out walking down by the coast. They stop at the Floating Boaters Cafe to have a poached egg on toast. Every boat loads of loaves delivered every day to make all of the toast they need. Can you see what is loaded on the boat today? What's loaded on the boat today? Who could raise their hand and tell me? What's loaded on the boat today? Cameron, what's loaded on the boat today? Coal, right. C-O-A-L, coal. Mr. O and Mr. A are out walking towards the road because they can see the Letterland coach coming. I have some friends, I hear some feedback. Oh, there we go. Okay. They often like to travel by coach on the road along the coast with its beautiful views. Look out, Mr. A! Someone has left their socks soaking in a bowl. Don't step on the soap and get soaked in the soapy foam. Okay, so that's our OA phonics rule, okay? So that is OA. So now I'm going to give you a couple words, and then I want you to give me a couple words with OA. So the first word I want you to write down is the word goat. Goat. Can everyone say goat? Goat. Right. That is the first word I want you to write down. Goat. Goat. Okay. And the next word I want you to write down is goal. Goal. Can everyone say goal? Goal. Goal. Good. Now, can anyone give me some more words that have OA in them? Cameron?
A boat.
Boat. Right. Boat. 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 What else? What can you do in a boat? You blank on the water. Zoe?
You can do what again?
So if you're in a boat or like an inner tube, you what on the water? You don't sink, you float. Right, you don't sink, you float. Float. Okay. This animal is like a frog, but they don't go in water. And they're often mistaken to having a lot of warts, and you can sometimes find them in your backyard, garden. My brother and I used to...
What about fish?
Not a fish. No. I'm thinking about something that's...
That was just my idea.
It has to have OA in it. So it hops around in your backyard. It's like a frog. What is it? Darren? Go ahead, Darren. You can just give me yours. Give me your word.
Ghost.
Ghost. That's a great one. Except ghost doesn't follow the rule. Because ghost is spelled like this. I love that you thought of that. But ghost is spelled like that. Where it looks like ghost. Right?
Ghost.
Ghost.
Toast.
Toast. Toast, like you make on bread? Toast? Oh, okay. Toast. Yeah, toast follows the rule. There we go. Toast. 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 Emmy. You got one, Emmy? Emmy, go ahead, girl.
Toad.
Toad! That's what I was thinking of. Right, good job. Toad. Toad. Let's do two more. Two more words. Anyone else with OA words? Riley?
Frog.
So frog has the ah, and we want the long O sound. So there is a word, that I'm sure y'all would,
Fish.
has to have the OA, O-O. So a word, I don't know, I like to play with this, but foam. Like you can have the foam in your bed or couch, but you can also have the foam, like the frothy foam that comes out of like you can make foam with science experiments and stuff. And it's like frothy. What else? Last word. Anyone? George.
Soap.
Soap. We came up with that word yesterday. Good job. I want a different word. Zoe.
Cone.
Cone is magic E. I know, craziness. Journey, you got one, girl?
Coat.
Coat. Good one. Yeah, good. We didn't come up with that one yet. Coat. Like boat. And a moat. And a goat. And a float. Right. Good job. So we have oat, goat, ol, goal, ode, toad, foam, oat, boat, float, toast, and oat, coat. Good job. Alrighty, so now what we're going to do is we are going to do our read aloud of Groundhog's Day. I think I might move y'all back to my desk just because it's going to be easier to show pictures in the book and all that jazz. Just going to be easier to show all that stuff. There we go. A little bit of a change, no worries. Bring back my chair. Alrighty, so now we are going to do our read aloud of, that's not right, Groundhog Day by Gail Gibbons. Awesome. And today is Groundhog Day, so. Groundhog Day is celebrated on February 2nd. Today's February 2nd. Some people believe that on this day of the year, watching groundhogs can help predict when spring will come. So sometimes by watching groundhogs, it can help predict when spring will come. When will spring begin? The date of February 2nd is about the middle of winter. Old stories say that if a groundhog sees its shadow on this date, there will be about 6 more weeks of winter. So if it sees its shadow, there will be 6 more weeks of winter. Those stories also say that if the groundhog doesn't see its shadow, spring will come early. And actually, I'll see if I can pull it up for y'all when we're finished. Awesome. Groundhog Day grew out of old customs and beliefs. Some ancient people celebrated a spring festival in early February. Many people cleaned their houses in the area where they lived, getting ready for a new beginning, the new spring season. Then about 15,000 years ago, people in Europe began lighting candles in the early spring for a new religious celebration. This practice coincided with the older observances that celebrated the end of winter and the beginning of spring. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. People had always thought that they could predict when spring would come by watching animals. They believed that if a hibernating animal awoke from its sleep in the beginning of February and saw its shadow, there would be several more weeks of winter. If the animal didn't see its shadow, spring would come soon. They watched animals such as hedgehogs, bears, and badgers. So that was the bears and the hedgehogs and the badgers. So they watched all different types of animals. When Europeans were coming to North America, some settled in Pennsylvania. They brought with them the tradition of predicting spring by watching animals. Many groundhogs lived in this region. Groundhogs are animals that hibernate. It seemed logical to choose groundhogs to predict when spring would come. So you know Mrs. Cooper's from Pennsylvania. Not this place, but I've been here. Early in February, people watched groundhogs to find out whether they did or didn't see their shadows. This custom became a yearly celebration in many places, including the town Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. So Mrs. Cooper's been there to Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. Not around Groundhog's Day, but I've been there before. Then in 1886, Clymer Fries wrote in the town newspaper that February 2nd would be called Groundhog Day. In Punxsutawney, the special groundhog is always called Punxsutawney Phil. There have been many Punxsutawney Phils. Every year on February 2nd, thousands of people show up at Gobbler's Knob just outside of Punxsutawney to find out if Phil will see his shadow. High up on a stage, Phil is kept in a burrow under a fake tree stump. Town officials are also up on the stage. At exactly 7:25 a.m., Phil is taken out of his burrow. Everyone cheers. So yeah, we will be able to see the results of what Punxsutawney Phil saw. If Phil sees his shadow, winter will be longer. If he doesn't see his shadow, spring will come sooner. The officials make it look as if Phil whispers to one of them whether or not he has seen his shadow. It's all pretend. Sometimes Phil is right. Other times he is wrong. Lots of people just think Groundhog Day is fun. So sometimes he's right, sometimes he's wrong. But they just think it's fun. A groundhog is a furry rodent. It is a mammal that can weigh between 15 and 10 pounds. It usually grows to about 20 inches long and has a short tail and short legs. Many people think a groundhog is cute when it waddles around. Like other rodents, such as mice, squirrels, and beavers, groundhogs have large front teeth that grow continuously. To help wear them down, groundhogs gnaw on, bite, and eat twigs and branches. Their diet also includes leaves, flowers, and berries. This is talking about how the groundhog is. Groundhogs are found in parts of the United States and Canada. They live alone in burrows that they dig out with their sharp, curved front claws. Some burrows can be as deep as 6 feet and spread out more than 30 feet. Whoa! Since they are prey to many animals, groundhogs stay close to home, usually near one of the entrances to their burrows. When outside their burrows, they may sit up straight with their front paws held tightly against their chests, eating and watching for any signs of danger. So see how big their burrows can be? That's pretty cool. In some parts of the United States, groundhogs poke their tiny noses out of their burrows during February, about the middle of winter. Male groundhogs look for female groundhogs around this time and they mate. About 30 days later, the females give birth to their litters of tiny blind kits. In the northern areas, all this happens much later. For the first month, the mother groundhogs take very good care of their young. When the kits are about 1 month old, they open their eyes and begin to crawl out. Yeah, they're blind when they're born, but then when they get old enough, they open their eyes and they're able to crawl out. So then they can see. When the young groundhogs are about 2 months old, they are able to leave their mothers to dig their own burrows. A new generation of groundhogs is ready to care for itself. People enjoy Groundhog Day. Sometimes children draw pictures of groundhogs, have snacks, and play games, such as shadow tag. People read stories to children about Groundhog Day. Punxsutawney Phil is the big star. People wait to find out whether or not Phil will see his shadow. There are other famous groundhogs too. So on this one it's showing you that there's other famous groundhogs. So there's Chuck Wood over here in California. There's Unadilla Bill in Unadilla, Nebraska. There's Jimmy in Wisconsin. There's Dunkirk Dave in New York. There's Staten Island Chuck in New York City. There's Shubenacadie in Nova Scotia. There's Sir Walter Wally in Raleigh, North Carolina. There's General Lee in Georgia. Bet you didn't know. I didn't know this. There's Weirton Willie in Ontario. And then there's Balzac Billy in Alberta. So there's a bunch of different, those are all the different kinds of, that's all the different famous groundhogs and their names.
So we don't have a groundhog here?
We do. We have Sir Walter Wally in Raleigh, North Carolina. That's Raleigh.
I don't want to see a groundhog.
Oh, they're not dangerous. Often gardeners and farmers think groundhogs are pests because they eat their vegetables. Other people think that groundhogs are good at tilling the soil when they dig burrows. Even though groundhogs are not native to every region, people all over the United States and Canada celebrate Groundhog Day. So that is the end of our read-along.